So these are some ways of using the spiritual guide to make decisions in life. And you can actually use this idea of what is going to be good for your spiritual life in almost any kind of decision that you take in life. So you try to do this, because it might change your perspective slightly, might change your way of looking at things slightly from what they otherwise would be. You may come to some interesting results in life if you do that. So this is just, so these things are just a few things to help you, give you support in mental development. I want to talk briefly about what mental development, how we actually do it in more practical things. I'm not going to talk very much about this, because mental development is really just about the Eightfold Path. Practicing all the Buddhist practices that we talk about normally, that is what mental development is all about. But just very briefly, mental development usually can be divided into three aspects. You have the virtue aspect, the morality, if you like, then you have the meditation aspect, and then you have the wisdom aspect. These are the three aspects of developing the mind. And you will find that all of these three aspects, ultimately, they come down to the development of the mind. If you practice virtue, what is happening if you're a good person, if you're a moral person? If you want to be a moral person, sometimes you have to restrain yourself from doing things that you otherwise might do. You have to stop maybe saying something that you might want to say to somebody, because you know it doesn't fit with the moral code that is prescribed by the Buddha. So you restrain yourself, and the restraint, of course, happens in the mind. So it is the mind which develops when you are virtuous. Or you decide to be kind, you decide to say something nice to somebody that maybe otherwise you would not. And again, of course, that impetus, that intention comes from the mind, even though it actually is a verbal act. So ultimately, all morality also is a mental thing, and that's why it counts as a development of the mind.